option for gardening in your home is to grow microgreens. And if you just have a table or a windowsill by the sun that you can grow things in, you can grow microgreens and they can add so much to your sandwiches, to your salads. It's a really healthy way to get some greens into your diet when you don't have a very big place for a big garden. I got this microgreen growing kit from Anita this year for Christmas, my good friend Anita. And it has, all the stuff you need to grow things, but and it has the directions for growing them and everything in it. But I just wanted you to know that you don't need to have a kit. You can do it on your own. This is just a little tray, like a food saver tray for when you're doing meal prep. And one of these would be great to start a little container of microgreens. I also have seeds, like the kit that I got came with seeds that would be good to grow as microgreens, like radishes, red cabbage. And I went through my own seed stock and looked at some other things that would be great to grow as microgreens. So I found some different kinds of lettuce seeds, which would be super great as microgreens, and some other, it's called salad burnet. It's just sort of a little microgreen kind of seed. I have chia seeds that you can harvest in 7 to 10 days. Alfalfa sprouts would be great to put in here. Confused, but chives, that might work out great. I'm finding seeds that I had saved for other things too. I need to get myself organized here. But anyway, so lettuces and stuff are especially good to grow as microgreens, and different kinds of alfalfa and chia would be great too. So I'm going to start planting some and I'll show you how it all works. But this is another option for growing something in your First, home. You start with the potting soil that came in the kit, and I spread it into the dish. You don't compress it, you just kind of spread it out so it's evenly spread. And I had a little bit left over. I felt like I could spread it into this dish too that I showed you, that little, food prep dish. And I spread some in the bottom of there too, because I want to try to do it in both places. Okay, so the directions said to put just one kind of seed per tray because they grow at different times, and sprout at different times and everything. But I'm a rebel, so I put, on one side I put radishes, radish sprouts, to sprout radish microgreens, and on the other side I put red cabbage. And in this small tray, I only had a few seeds for red lettuce, so I put those on this side, and over here I put alfalfa sprouts. So now what we do is we use a spray bottle and spray it so that we don't overwater it. We just want it to be moist. And then you have to put a tray over the top of it like this. This is the one that came with this kit. And you kind of just, you're going to weigh it down. And it says the reason you do this is it helps the seeds to germinate evenly and strongly. So I need to find something to weigh down this side too. So let me figure that out. So as I was filming the microgreen stuff and putting together the video, I realized I didn't show you very much on the in-between part. I weighed down the tops of the things that were adding pressure to the top of the seeds. I weighed those down with a couple of bricks that we had. And then in a few days, I took the bricks off and looked, and sure enough, the sprouts were coming up. But on the little dish that I did, from my cupboard, I had used this piece of cardboard to weigh it down, and the soil just all stuck to it. And so I had to brush it off, and there were still seeds. Some of it was sprouted, but it was seeds all in there, and kind of stuck to the cardboard. And I thought, oh no, I don't know if this is going to work, but I just went ahead and kept spraying it and watering it. Well, after a couple of days, the sprouts were there, but they weren't getting very big. And I looked at the directions again and realized that I was supposed to put water at the bottom of the trays to water them once I took the lid off, and let them water from the bottom and have them in the sunlight. I did have them in the sunlight, or under a grow light, but I didn't have them watering from the bottom. So that was one thing you need to know, is when you plant in that little dish, you're going to have to poke holes in the bottom so that it can get water from the bottom. And I just used the lid and flipped it over upside down and set it in it and used that for its watering tray. The other one came with a watering tray, the big one in the kit. And so you just add water at the bottom. And man, once I started doing that, those things started perking up really big time. And the ones that I had mixed up, so the seeds with the little tray kind of got all mixed up between the red cabbage and the other seeds that I planted in there, but it's okay. They all grew great and I was able to start harvesting them. So I'll show you that next in some of my pictures.